Let's talk about the beach fire update real quick. This morning, August 20th, we got a 10 a.m. press release from the fire service, and they said there were 3,780 acres burned, and it's 80% contained. It's located southeast of Mono Lake, and it's mostly burning sagebrush. The cause? Lightning. And the fire activity remains minimal. Today, crews will continue to mop up by removing hot spots near the fire's edge to further secure containment lines. Crews are also beginning to assess fire line suppression repair and rehabilitation to mitigate or eliminate environmental resource impacts. Firefighters will repair fire lines, leaving the area as soon as possible and allow for drainage to prevent erosion on fire lines. Firefighters continue to patrol the forest looking for other fires associated with the significant lightning activity. Other fires, which firefighters refer to as sleeper fires, may be detected when conditions are dry and the fires become active again. As for the weather, there's a red flag warning this afternoon for low relative humidity and wind. As far as closures go, the South Tufa area is closed. All forest roads leading into South Tufa are closed. Firefighters continue to work here, and the fire has burned through much of the area. Assisting agencies include the Bureau of Land Management and the California State Parks Resources. There are 100 personnel assigned to the incident. This includes 10 engines, 4 hand crews, 1 helicopter, 2 dozers, and 2 water tenders. It is anticipated some resources will be reassigned to other fires throughout the state. Speaking of other fires, California is battling 367 known fires. Governor Gavin reported this at a press conference on Wednesday, August 19th. He says, "We are challenged right now. The state was struck with lightning 10,849 times over the course of just 72 hours. He went on to say that nearly 7,000 firefighters are currently on the front lines, and the state has been forced to call on outside resources for backup, requesting 375 fire engines from neighboring states. Arizona and Nevada have sent equipment to California, and Texas has offered to send firefighter crews," Newsom said. 30% of the state's firefighters are inmates, but with the pandemic shutdown of many prisons, there is a severe shortage of firefighter resources. And thanks to inmates being locked down, the effort is very handicapped. CAL FIRE reported that a helicopter pilot near Kalinga on a water-dropping mission in western Fresno County died after his helicopter crashed on Wednesday morning. The combined excessive heat and fires has the American Lung Association encouraging people to take greater caution, saying the poor air quality could make breathing problems more dangerous for people already at risk of contracting COVID-19. Climate change, as evidenced by soaring temperatures around the country and around the world, is behind the rapidly growing number of wildfires, especially here in California, or so says the experts. Those experts also say that it's not going to change, but only get worse. Drug possession and intent to sell. On August 12th, the Mammoth Lakes Police Department responded to a call from a resident that their car had been broken into. While on that call, another citizen flagged down the officers to report that their car had also been broken into. While investigating the vehicle break-ins and thefts, one of the victims contacted Mammoth Lakes Police Department saying that their stolen credit card was just used at a local business in Mammoth. On reviewing surveillance footage from the business, officers were able to identify the suspect's vehicle. The vehicle was then located outside of a hotel room off Main Street. 3 suspects were detained while a warrant was obtained to search the hotel room. Upon entering, piles of suspected stolen items were located along with illegal narcotics. The suspects were found in possession of a controlled substance with intent to sell, transport of controlled substances along with other misdemeanor charges. Walter Escoto, age 29, from Bell, California, was arrested on felony charges of possession and use of stolen credit cards and criminal conspiracy, tampering with vehicles, possession of stolen property, possession of burglary tools, possession of controlled substance with intent to sell, transport of controlled substances, along with other misdemeanor charges. And then Tyler Nolan, age 22, from Crowley Lake, was arrested on felony charges of possession and use of stolen credit cards, criminal conspiracy, possession of stolen property, and other misdemeanor charges. That's a lot of charges. Jesse Baldwin, age 25, of Mammoth Lakes, was cited and released on a misdemeanor charge of possession of stolen property. The suspects were later linked to multiple vehicle burglaries and mail thefts in Mammoth Lakes and the surrounding communities. Escoto and Nolan were both booked into the Mono County Jail with bail set at $50,000 each, pending charges by the Mono County District Attorney. If you have additional information or may be a victim of one of these crimes, please contact the Mammoth Lakes Police Department at 760-965-3700. Well, we've had our second death from COVID-19 reported in Mono County, and the 9th death has been reported in Inyo County. Both are up by 1. It's always seemed to be too good to be true. The very low mortality rates in the Eastern Sierra through the past 6 months since the pandemic began, we've only had just 1 death. And now, many months later, we're up to 9 deaths in Inyo County and 2 in Mono County. The deaths are largely the result of poor decisions of a few care center employees in Inyo County. Now, after as many months, Mono County reported their number 2 death. It's not a huge jump in mortality, but every death is sad and affects people in many ways. There will likely be more, especially as we enter the annual flu season while still in the midst of the coronavirus pandemics. For more details on this and other stories, visit our SierraWave.net website with more information and links to the stories. And let's keep our thoughts and prayers for the families of those that are dealing with this pandemic in ways most of us just cannot imagine. And we'll be right back with more news.